The government today launched its action plan to break the cycle of family and sexual violence in New Zealand. It's promised to train 10,000 workers in 2 years across police, corrections and oranga tamariki. Family and sexual violence affects half of New Zealand women, makes up around 15% of all offences and costs the economy $6.9 billion every year. The announcement builds on the previous government's 25-year action plan. Today, Minister Karen Shaw saying she wants government prioritising fewer things and doing them well. That includes coordinating responses across agencies to family violence and youth offending, acknowledging the two are often linked, and supporting behaviour change through a new family violence service for men. Zane Small has more.
A high-level kōrero to discuss a dark reality.
Family violence and sexual violence is at a crisis in New Zealand. 1 in 2 women, 56%, experience intimate partner violence in their lifetime.
It was a full house at today's release of the government's action plan for the prevention of family and sexual violence, with the police commissioner, the former police commissioner and the police minister all there.
Quite simply, family and sexual violence is indiscriminate. It is across our whole society.
It was the previous Labour administration that formed Te Puna Aonui, a whole-of-government approach to family and sexual violence. Today's revamped plan by the Coalition is focused on government prioritising fewer things and doing them well, and making the most out of the $1.3 billion invested annually.
This is a significant amount of funding that taxpayers fund and a significant problem. So we need to make sure that what we are funding is making a difference.
The action plan sets out a pretty bold target, 10,000 frontline statutory workforce workers to be trained in the next couple of years.
The plan also includes working with iwi and communities in these regions to pilot more effective family and sexual violence response plans to then be shared nationally. It also continues interagency collaboration to ensure police attend fewer call-outs that aren't associated with crime.
We acknowledge that we have a key role, but when it comes to the best response, we may not be the right agency.
The government also plans to expand rehabilitation support services to prisoners on remand and roll out a new family violence support service for men who've harmed members of their family, though the minister couldn't say how much that will cost.
We haven't made any financial decisions around the budget, next round of budgets.
So how do services not in government feel about the new plan?
Great to see how targeted it is and how quickly they want to move. There's a few concerns for us. One of those for me is kind of the absence or, not highlighting child sexual abuse.
But for such a significant societal issue, many are grateful that the work continues.
And so with that, the second Te Aorere Kura action plan is officially launched.
Well, Zane joins me now. Zane, how will success for this action plan be measured?
Well, the action plan actually includes a specific section on this. It says, in addition to quarterly performance reporting, Te Puna Aonui, the multi-agency group leading this work, will report annually on the intended short-term outcomes that the action plan is likely to deliver. It's all part of what the government calls its social investment approach, which is basically using data and analytics to figure out the best ways of intervening early in people's lives across all the agencies that people deal with to eventually reduce the financial burden on the taxpayer.
Zane, thanks so much.